I'd like to call the Town of Rome Board meeting for Thursday, October 28th. To order, please. Roll call starting from my left.
Reesinger here.
Hasbill here.
All right, here.
Thank you. Number 3, certified posting of the meeting.
I certify that on Tuesday, October 26th, the amended agenda for the Town of Rome Board meeting for Thursday, October 28th, 2021, was emailed to the Wisconsin Rapids Tribune at 2:44 p.m., posted at Rome Town Hall at 2:46 p.m., at Crystal Trading Post at 3:45 p.m., and at Cooperport Edwards State Bank at 3:51 p.m.
Thank you. Number 4, motion to approve the agenda, please.
Motion to approve as presented.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 5, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 6, citizen comments. None. We'll dispense with number 6. No action contemplated except possible referrals to future agenda. Number 7, information updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events, and announcements. Jerry, would you like to start?
Yeah, the road makers will be sponsoring the Halloween drive-through this Saturday from 1 to 3, Town Center Park. With lots of candy.
Town of Rome does have a booth, so if any of the supervisors would like to join to hand out candy, please just dress in black.
Dan, you
I have nothing.
just one comment. When Brad gets that magic machine, I expect an audience and watch to see how that thing works. Yep. Other than that, yeah.
At EMS meetings, we're going to be talking about that.
I want to see it. Number 8, department committee reports. Jamie?
Only if there were questions, they were included in the packet.
Mr. Chairman. The Parks and Rec, I'd just like to comment, Jamie already mentioned the 2 wonderful gifts that we got this year, $50,000 each, one from the Cooperport Edwards State Bank and the other one from Sand Valley. In addition to that, the splash pad operation this summer opened early in the end of May and closed right around Labor Day. We had approximately 13,100 cycles of water used there, which equates to about 23,500 people using the splash pad. So it was an operation all summer. And this was a 42% increase over last year, although we had a shortened summer last year because of COVID. In other part news, I mentioned that the 2 pledges that we got, which will enable us to hopefully start working on the dance show this year. It's going to be a 2-year project if we can get started. So we'll rebid that next January to see what the cost is going to be. I'd also like to thank Visit Rome. As you know, we had a pop-up concert back on October the 9th. It was sponsored by Visit Rome. We had a band there called Southbound. We had food and refreshments available, I think, for the trucks. That raised $615 for the park and also enabled Draft to raise $339 through their raffle.
Jamie, can you send the data on the splash pad to Legacy along with just a reminder, thank you?
Val already has, we're required to, as part of that being funded
I
by.
sent you a copy of that. I think you have it in the
Yep.
email.
Yes.
Okay. We have nothing on the department committee reports?
Only if there are questions.
Discussion and possible action on the following items. Number 9, discussion and action, approval of the special joint town meeting minutes of September 16th, 2021 and September 23rd, 2021, and town board meeting minutes of September 28th, 2021 and October 7th, 2021.
I move that we approve those minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 10, discussion and possible action, approve one-time prior year carry forward of $50,000 for police department 2022 budget. Motion, please.
I move that we carry over the $50,000 for the police department budget for 2022.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would just note that we are doing this because besides the capital funds within police that stay there, the rest of that budget would go back to the general fund. And so the auditors have just asked us, because this would be a one-time use, that we would have a special motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Discussion and possible action, approve the 2022 Town of Rome budget. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to approve the 2022 Town of Rome budget.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Drum roll, yeah. Number 12, discussion and possible action, approval of ambulance and emergency medical services agreement between the Big Flats, Monroe, and Rome EMS District and Lifestar Emergency Medical Services LLC.
So there was an updated copy at your desk tonight. I did email it out also after it was approved at the EMS Board of Commissioners meeting on Tuesday evening. And I believe Attorney Flanagan just wants to review a couple items of the agreement.
Yeah, I believe you've all received now a copy of what I would call the final approved by the EMS District Board version. There were just a couple minor inclusions there, things that clarified really the agreement, nothing that really drastically changed the agreement to the version that was previously sent out to you. The other thing that I would just point out was that it is your next agenda item, but there is a lease agreement referenced in the EMS agreement. The idea was that that would be contemporaneous with the entrance of the actual EMS agreement. The lease agreement is between the town and Lifestar, and the current agenda item would be, it would be a motion that would be authorizing our representative, Mr. Goldman, to then vote in approval or sign it, really. So each of the municipalities that are members to the EMS district are now taking it to their respective bodies to get the approval and authorization to sign. So your approval would be authorizing Supervisor Goldman to sign this agreement.
Can I get a motion, please?
Move to approve our participation in the ambulance and emergency medical services agreement. I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 13, discussion and possible action, approval of the lease agreement for space in the Rome Police EMS building between the town of Rome and Lifestar Emergency Medical Services LLC.
This one, I'd like to just point out a couple things because I think it's important to know kind of how this lease agreement was formed and how it operates really in conjunction with the EMS agreement. So on that lease agreement, it does reference the lease premises, and of course, this is a shared building. There's going to be some shared spaces with police. There's going to be also some exclusive places where this lease wouldn't allow the access to those police areas that are exclusive. The term does run concurrent with the EMS agreement, means if that EMS agreement did end early for whatever reason, this is anticipated also to end early. It is to run really alongside that EMS agreement. The rent amount is a nominal amount. It is $1 a month paid up front. And the rest of it is really just standard provisions. Again, it's allowing the use of our building, which is required by the EMS agreement.
So I move that we approve the lease agreement for Lifestar.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 14, discussion and possible action, request from the Rome makers for a donation to the Children's Halloween Party to be held at the Rome Town Center on October 30th, 2021.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Yeah.
Usually it's $100.
$100.
Hundred. Somebody wanna amend the motion, please?
Motion to approve donation of $100 to the
Second.
Roadmakers.
About seconds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Number 15, next agenda items.
So next agenda, we would add in the agreement with the, now that the electors have approved the sale of that property, we would discuss how we want to sell that property, what would the method would be determined. In addition, we will go back to the fire chief position and what's our timeline and plan, discuss needs for that position at the next meeting. Those are the two big agenda items, and we would meet right away next week, November 4th, so we return back to our regular first and third Thursday schedule. Would you also like me to add an item about meetings through the winter, or do we just want to keep our first and third schedule from here on out?
We can always modify it in November.
Yep, you can always cancel if you would need one.
Yeah.
I prefer to leave runaway schedule
Okay.
from there, so.
All right, so we are set with our next meeting date and time, as well as the next agenda items. So can I get a motion to adjourn?